Millions of years ago, Earth was dominated by gigantic creatures, the dinosaurs. They ruled the planet with an imposing presence, exploring every corner of the world, from dense forests to deep seas, from the skies to the mountains. For over 160 million years, these extraordinary beings adapted, evolved, and spread across all possible ecosystems, becoming the kings of the planet. But in the blink of a geological eye, everything changed. What seemed like an eternal reign of giants, immune to any threat, was suddenly interrupted by a catastrophic event that wiped out nearly all forms of life that inhabited Earth. The dinosaurs disappeared, leaving behind a transformed planet and a legacy of mysteries that still intrigue us. What happened on that final day? How could such a successful and well-adapted civilization vanish so abruptly? What do we know about the events that led to this mass extinction? And how did Earth reconfigure itself after the end of the dinosaur era? In this documentary, we will embark on a journey to understand what really happened to the dinosaurs. We will explore the causes of this great extinction, the scientific evidence that explains how and why these giants disappeared, and the lasting impact this catastrophe had on the planet. Get ready to uncover the secrets of the dinosaurs' last day and understand how Earth, once again, rose from the ashes. The end of an era was only the beginning of a new story, and the answers we seek are closer than we think. The story of dinosaurs begins long before their rise to the top of the food chain. To understand how these giants conquered the Earth, we must go back in time to the Triassic period, around 252 million years ago, when dinosaurs began to become the dominant creatures on the planet. Before that, the world was in a state of recovery. The end of the Permian, the largest extinction event the planet has ever known, had wiped out about 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial species. The planet was in ruins, and life struggled to rise again. In this crisis-ridden scenario, the opportunity for new types of living beings to thrive was open. It was in this environment of change and adaptation that dinosaurs began their ascent. Their ancestors, the archosaurs, were primitive reptiles that, over time, developed unique traits such as upright postures and more efficient locomotion capabilities. These adaptations allowed them to occupy ecological niches previously dominated by other animals. As dinosaurs diversified, their evolution made them increasingly successful. Some species became herbivores, developing enormous bodies and long necks to reach high vegetation, while others, carnivores, perfected their hunting skills with sharp teeth and deadly claws. Over time, dinosaurs of all sizes, shapes, and behaviors began to dominate the Earth. They weren't limited to the land alone. Evolution also took them to the skies and seas. The first winged dinosaurs, such as pterosaurs, became masters of the sky, while groups of marine dinosaurs, like plesiosaurs, conquered the oceans. With impressive adaptation to various environments, dinosaurs spread across the Earth, occupying virtually every ecological niche. During the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods, the dominance of dinosaurs was absolute. They were the most formidable predators, the most imposing herbivores, and the most resilient survivors. Their adaptive capabilities were shaped by millions of years of evolution, and their diversity was reflected in how they occupied every corner of the planet. Nothing seemed capable of threatening their reign. But as imposing as they were, dinosaurs weren't alone. Throughout their era, other animals were also evolving. The first birds emerged, the first mammals appeared, and over time, new predators arose. However, even with this growing competition, dinosaurs maintained their dominant position. Their rise and adaptation to different environments ensured their supremacy. The dominance of dinosaurs was the pinnacle of evolution on Earth. They not only survived, but thrived in a constantly changing world, occupying every possible space and becoming the protagonists of the planet's life story. This period, which lasted more than 160 million years, became known as the Age of Dinosaurs, a period of splendor and biological diversity that continues to fascinate scientists and scholars to this day. However, like every great story of ascension, The empire of dinosaurs was also destined to face unexpected challenges. What seemed to be an eternal supremacy came to a sudden end, a dramatic turning point that would forever transform the future of life on Earth. And it is this catastrophic end that we will explore next. The Great Dying, or the Permian-Triassic extinction, is one of the most cataclysmic and enigmatic events in Earth's history. Occurring about 252 million years ago, this catastrophic event not only radically transformed life on the planet, but also paved the way for the rise of dinosaurs, which would soon become the undisputed rulers of the world. Before this extinction, Earth was dominated by impressive but unstable biodiversity. A wide variety of species, including marine reptiles, giant insects, and lush plants, filled the ecosystems. However, something was about to change. The cause of this mass extinction remains debated among scientists, but the most accepted theory points to a combination of factors that triggered a series of drastic environmental changes. The leading hypothesis involves extreme volcanic activity. Massive eruptions in the region of present-day Siberia released large amounts of toxic gases, such as sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere. These gases altered the global climate, creating a greenhouse effect that abruptly increased temperatures. The temperature rise caused methane deposits in the oceans to melt, releasing even more greenhouse gases and accelerating global warming. Earth entered a vicious cycle, where rising temperatures contributed to habitat destruction, mass death of many marine and terrestrial species, and ocean acidification. This extinction event, which wiped out approximately 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial species, profoundly altered the course of evolution. The loss of so many life forms created a massive ecological void, and nature, as always, responded in impressive ways. With the elimination of many dominant organisms of the time, the planet entered a phase of adaptive radiation, an evolutionary process where survivors diversified rapidly to fill the ecological niches previously occupied by the extinct. It was in this scenario of devastation and recovery that the first dinosaurs emerged. The ancestors of dinosaurs, known as archosaurs, were relatively small and flexible reptiles, adapted to survive in a changing world. During the Triassic period, these animals began to diversify and evolve rapidly, occupying vacant niches and adapting to new environmental conditions. Over time, archosaurs transformed into the dinosaurs that would dominate Earth in the subsequent periods. The rise of dinosaurs was neither immediate nor guaranteed. Although the Great Dying created new opportunities, the world remained an unpredictable and, in many ways, hostile place. The climate continued to be volatile, and competition for resources was fierce. However, the unique adaptations of dinosaurs, such as their upright posture and ability to move quickly, gave them advantages over other reptiles and animals struggling to survive. As the environment stabilized, dinosaurs became increasingly adapted to the new conditions, exploring all available spaces, from the deepest seas to the skies. The end of the Permian not only eliminated the dominant species of the time, but also reshaped the dynamics of life on Earth, creating ideal conditions for the emergence and dominance of dinosaurs. The adaptive radiation after the event opened up a range of new possibilities for survivors, and dinosaurs, with their unique adaptive abilities, were ready to occupy every ecological niche left vacant. This marked the beginning of the Age of Dinosaurs, a period that would last more than 160 million years, and see these creatures diversify into a variety of shapes and sizes, dominating all aspects of life on Earth. The Great Dying, while a devastating cataclysm, was also the key to the emergence of a new era, where life reorganized itself in a radical way and evolution took a gigantic leap. The end of one era gave rise to another. And it was in this new era, now marked by dinosaurs, that the story of our planet gained new chapters of grandeur, complexity, and mystery. After the devastating extinction event that marked the end of the Permian, the world entered a period of recovery that gave rise to one of the greatest explosions of biodiversity in the planet's history: adaptive radiation. This phenomenon occurs when a group of surviving organisms, after a mass extinction event, begins to diversify rapidly, occupying ecological niches previously dominated by other species. This process not only promotes adaptation, but also specialization, resulting in an immense diversity of life forms. The Permian-Triassic extinction destroyed much of the terrestrial and marine biodiversity, creating vast empty ecological spaces. With the loss of so many species and reduced competition, the survivors began to spread and adapt to these new environments. In this new world, the remaining species became more diverse and specialized, exploiting a wide range of new ecological niches. This process of adaptive radiation was particularly notable for archosaurs, the ancestors of dinosaurs, who were the great beneficiaries of this ecological gap. These primitive reptiles, which had previously been restricted to specific habitats, began to diversify into a wide variety of forms and behaviors, evolving rapidly to occupy all the available spaces on Earth. Adaptive radiation propelled the evolution of dinosaurs in spectacular ways, allowing them to dominate terrestrial ecosystems for over 160 million years. One of the key factors that aided this diversification was the upright posture of dinosaurs, a characteristic that distinguished them from their predecessors, such as reptiles with a horizontal posture. This vertical stance allowed for more efficient and agile locomotion, which in turn facilitated greater exploration of different types of environments and resources. With an upright body, dinosaurs could not only run faster, but also gain an advantage over predators and competitors, paving the way for new adaptations and specializations. With this new body structure, dinosaurs began to diversify into various shapes and sizes. Herbivores adapted to reach different types of vegetation, developing long necks to access treetops, like sauropods, or becoming more agile to feed on ground plants, like stegosaurs. These predominantly massive herbivores began to dominate plant-based ecosystems, which in turn drove the evolution of specialized carnivores, such as theropods, which developed sharp teeth and powerful claws to capture their prey. Furthermore, adaptive radiation led to the diversification of feeding strategies. Dinosaurs were not limited to being solely herbivores or carnivores. Some groups became omnivores, adapting to consume both plants and meat. This further expanded their range of possibilities and helped them adapt to ever-changing ecosystems. This type of dietary flexibility was one of the key factors in the success of dinosaurs during most of the Mesozoic era. Dinosaurs were not confined to the land either. Adaptive radiation led to the emergence of flying dinosaurs, such as pterosaurs, and marine dinosaurs, like plesiosaurs and ichthyosaurs. These groups developed unique adaptations for aquatic and aerial environments, further diversifying the range of forms and behaviors within the dinosaur kingdom. Pterosaurs, with their membranous wings, became the largest flyers in Earth's history, while plesiosaurs dominated the seas with their long necks and bodies adapted for swimming. Adaptive radiation was not limited to dinosaurs. Other species also began to diversify during this period of change. Early mammals emerged, though still small and nocturnal, beginning to explore ecological niches that would later be filled. The first birds also evolved from theropod dinosaurs, starting a new evolutionary lineage that would dominate the skies in future eras. Adaptive radiation allowed life on Earth to recover from severe extinctions, creating a much more dynamic and diverse ecosystem. This process gave rise to new species that adapted in remarkable ways to environmental challenges, and dinosaurs were the greatest examples of this phenomenon. They diversified and spread across all continents, so that by the end of the Triassic, dinosaurs had already become the great rulers of Earth, shaping the planet's ecosystems in unique ways. This process of adaptive radiation, therefore, is not only responsible for the great diversity of species that emerged after the Permian extinction, but also for the rise of dinosaurs as the dominant creatures of the Mesozoic era. They not only survived extinction, but transformed themselves, adapting in innovative ways and spreading to every corner of the Earth. Evolution, driven by adaptive radiation, ensured the success of dinosaurs, making them the masters of a planet that, for a long time, would be ruled by their majestic forms. The Triassic period, which lasted approximately from 252 to 201 million years ago, was a crucial time for the emergence and rise of dinosaurs. After the mass extinction at the end of the Permian, which decimated most life on Earth, the planet entered a long recovery process, creating ideal conditions for the appearance of new forms of life. It was in this scenario of radical transformation that the first dinosaurs began to emerge, inaugurating the age of dinosaurs and paving the way for the dominance of these creatures for more than 160 million years. The Triassic was a period of significant geological and climatic changes. The supercontinent Pangaea, which united almost all of the Earth's land masses, was beginning to break apart. This process of land separation brought about the formation of new oceans and changes in climate patterns, which in turn influenced ecosystems and favored the evolution of new life forms. The Triassic conditions were hot and dry, with vast areas dominated by deserts, but there were also coastal regions and subtropical forests that became important for the evolution of various species. In this transforming environment, the first dinosaurs emerged. Initially, these creatures were relatively small and did not stand out as the giants that would later dominate the planet. The earliest dinosaur species were bipedal and predatory. A notable example is the Eoraptor, considered one of the first dinosaurs, which lived in what is now Argentina. The Eoraptor, with its sharp teeth and agile body, likely fed on small animals, insects, and other reptiles. Its anatomy still showed characteristics of its ancestors, the archosaurs, but its upright posture and the specialization of its claws and teeth were clear signs of the transition to dinosaurs. In addition to small predators, the first herbivores also emerged. Some early Triassic herbivorous dinosaurs, such as the Plateosaurus, were already showing adaptive characteristics, such as specialized teeth for grinding vegetation and more robust bodies to support their growing size. The Plateosaurus was a large dinosaur for its time, reaching up to 10 meters in length. Although it was not as gigantic as the sauropods that would appear later, the Plateosaurus marked the beginning of diversity among herbivorous dinosaurs, which would later dominate the Earth's vast landscapes. The Triassic also saw the emergence of other forms of life that would be essential for the evolution of dinosaurs, including the first flying and marine reptiles. Pterosaurs, although not true dinosaurs, were already dominating the skies with their membranous wings and bodies adapted for flight. These flying reptiles developed a great diversity of forms, from small pterosaurs that hunted insects to large ones like the pteranodon, which fed on fish. Although not dinosaurs, pterosaurs played an important role in the Triassic ecosystem, interacting with dinosaurs on land and contributing to the complexity of life during this period. In the seas, ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs began to diversify, adapting to aquatic environments. Although these marine reptiles were also not dinosaurs, their parallel evolutions helped fill the ecological niches of the seas, and their presence reflects the incredible diversification that began to occur in the Triassic. During the Triassic, dinosaurs were far from dominating all ecosystems. They coexisted with other reptiles such as cynodonts and aetosaur, which, although not dinosaurs, were also in the early stages of mammalian evolution. However, it was the group of dinosaurs that proved to be the most adaptable and successful, beginning to quickly dominate terrestrial habitats. The main characteristic of the first dinosaurs was their upright posture, which gave them a significant advantage in locomotion. Unlike contemporary reptiles, which had a more horizontal posture, dinosaurs developed a more vertical posture, which gave them greater agility and allowed for better control over movement and balance. This adaptation was fundamental for them to become the most successful predators and prey of the period. Another factor that favored the rise of dinosaurs was the evolution of new reproductive strategies. Unlike many reptiles of the time, which depended on aquatic environments for reproduction, dinosaurs developed hard-shelled eggs that made them independent of water. This allowed them to spread across all types of terrestrial environments, from dense forests to arid deserts. The Triassic was also a period of diversification. As the Earth reconfigured, new types of environments and ecosystems emerged, such as wetter regions and dense forests, where some species of herbivorous and predatory dinosaurs began to specialize. This set the stage for the true explosion of diversity that would occur in the following periods, the Jurassic and Cretaceous, when dinosaurs would become the rulers of the planet. The first dinosaurs of the Triassic marked the beginning of a dominance that would last for millions of years. Although still small and relatively simple compared to the forms that would come later, these early dinosaurs already displayed an incredible capacity for adaptation, which allowed them to evolve rapidly and diversify to occupy a wide range of ecological niches. As the periods progressed, the dominance of dinosaurs on Earth became increasingly evident. During the Jurassic and Cretaceous, the first species from the Triassic gave way to an impressive diversity of forms and sizes, transforming dinosaurs into the most emblematic creatures in the planet's history. This era was marked by the emergence of giants, both herbivorous and carnivorous, that dominated terrestrial ecosystems, shaping the balance of nature and interacting in complex ways. The rise of these dinosaurs, with their unique characteristics and specialized adaptations, not only defined the life patterns of their time, but also established the foundations for predator-prey interactions that would become the backbone of their ecological relationships. Herbivorous dinosaurs were the great explorers of terrestrial vegetation. Adapted to a wide range of diets and behaviors, they occupied a large variety of ecological niches, from open grasslands to dense forests. The increase in plant diversity during the Jurassic and Cretaceous provided an abundance of food for these dinosaurs, which grew in size and number. Some of the most impressive representatives of herbivores during the age of dinosaurs were the sauropods, which dominated terrestrial ecosystems with their gigantic bodies and long necks, adapted to reach the vegetation at the tops of trees. One of the most iconic of these giants was the Brachiosaurus, which had such a long neck that it could feed on the highest leaves of trees. Its unique posture, with front legs longer than the hind legs, allowed its head to remain elevated, accessing vegetation that other herbivores could not reach. This type of adaptation allowed sauropods to exploit food resources inaccessible to other species, giving them a significant advantage over competitors. However, not all herbivorous dinosaurs were giants. Some, like the Stegosaurus, were much smaller in size, but equally adapted to survive in environments with large predators. The Stegosaurus, with its bony plates and spikes on its back and tail, was a natural defense against predators. It is believed that the plates, in addition to providing protection, could also have played a role in regulating body temperature, functioning as a sort of biological radiator. These more compact herbivores, though not as large as the sauropods, were equally successful in their ecological niches. Another interesting example of a herbivore is the Triceratops, one of the most recognizable dinosaurs. Its 3 horns and the large bony frill around its neck indicated that this animal, despite its considerable size, was well prepared to defend itself against predators such as the large carnivores of the time. Ceratopsians, like the Triceratops, primarily inhabited open regions, feeding on low vegetation such as ferns and other plants that grew on the forest floor. While herbivores dominated the landscapes with their size and numbers, carnivorous dinosaurs reigned as the imposing predators of the era. The interaction between prey and predators was one of the most fascinating dynamics of Mesozoic ecosystems, and carnivores played a crucial role in maintaining the balance of these interactions. The first carnivores of the dinosaur era were agile, fast, and highly specialized hunters. One of the most notable examples of this class of dinosaurs was the Tyrannosaurus rex, one of the largest terrestrial predators to ever exist. Although it lived at the end of the Cretaceous, the T-Rex is an icon representing the evolution of massive predators. With its sharp teeth, powerful jaws, and keen senses, it dominated its region, capable of hunting large prey such as ceratopsians and sauropods. Other notable carnivores of the period were velociraptors, small but extremely agile and intelligent. These dinosaurs hunted in packs, using their team hunting skills to take down prey much larger than themselves. Their cunning and agility made them formidable predators, and their social nature may have been one of their greatest assets in their ecosystem. Another fascinating example of a carnivore was the Allosaurus, which lived during the Jurassic and was one of the largest predators of its time. Though smaller than the T-Rex, the Allosaurus was equally formidable, with a powerful jaw and sharp claws. It possessed great agility, allowing it to hunt efficiently, which gave it an advantage over prey such as sauropods and other herbivorous dinosaurs. Alongside terrestrial predators, pterosaurs and other flying reptiles were also part of the complex carnivorous ecosystem. Although technically not dinosaurs, these creatures dominated the skies and hunted fish, insects, and even smaller reptiles. Their flight and dynamic hunting capabilities made them an integral part of the food chain, interacting with dinosaurs on land in fascinating ways. The relationship between herbivorous and carnivorous dinosaurs was fundamental to the ecological balance of the Mesozoic period. While herbivores played a crucial role in plant control and seed dispersal, carnivores were responsible for regulating the populations of these prey, ensuring ecosystems remained balanced. This predator-prey interaction helped maintain diversity by controlling herbivore populations and preventing any single species from dominating the available resources. Furthermore, the reproductive strategies of dinosaurs were also key to their success. Many herbivores, like sauropods, laid large numbers of eggs, ensuring rapid population growth, which compensated for individual losses to predators. On the other hand, carnivores, with their hunting tactics and preference for targeting older or weaker animals, helped strengthen prey populations' health by removing the most vulnerable individuals and allowing the strongest to thrive. After more than 160 million years dominating the Earth, dinosaurs abruptly and mysteriously disappeared, leaving a void that would never again be filled by similar creatures. This tragic and sudden end is one of the greatest mysteries in the history of life on Earth. Although dinosaurs proved to be incredibly well adapted to their environments and thrived for millions of years, something at the end of the Cretaceous caused their empire to collapse in an event that radically altered the course of evolution. The most widely accepted theory to explain the extinction of dinosaurs is the idea that a giant meteorite collided with Earth, creating an impact so catastrophic that it completely altered the global climate and ecosystems. The site of this collision was the Chicxulub crater, located on the current Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. It is believed that about 66 million years ago, the impact of an asteroid approximately 10 kilometers in diameter released an unimaginable amount of energy, equivalent to billions of atomic bombs. The result was the creation of a cloud of debris that obscured the sun, interrupting photosynthesis and triggering a series of dramatic climate changes, such as extreme global cooling and the loss of much of the plants that sustain herbivores. This global winter would have lasted months or even years, and the conditions for the survival of large animals like dinosaurs became virtually impossible. Without sunlight, food chains were destabilized, affecting herbivores and, consequently, the carnivores that depended on them. The mass extinction that followed this event left dinosaurs, along with other forms of life, in near total extinction. Although the Chicxulub impact is considered the main cause, many scientists suggest that other catastrophes also contributed to the end of the dinosaurs. Massive volcanic eruptions, such as those that occurred in the Deccan Traps region of present-day India, may have played an important role. These eruptions released enormous amounts of sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, creating a greenhouse effect and further altering the global climate. The accumulation of toxic gases may also have caused an oxygen crisis, further affecting life forms dependent on clean air. Volcanic eruptions could have compounded the environmental impact already caused by the meteorite, making conditions even more inhospitable for many species, including dinosaurs. Additionally, these eruptions lasted hundreds of thousands of years, meaning that the climate changes imposed by volcanic activity could have harmed the survival of various species even before the meteorite impact. While the extinction of dinosaurs was largely sudden and global, not all dinosaurs disappeared at the same time. Some species, especially smaller ones like certain types of feathered dinosaurs, considered the ancestors of modern birds, managed to survive the cataclysm. In fact, birds are, in a sense, the dinosaurs that survived the end of the Mesozoic era, adapting and evolving in ways that terrestrial dinosaurs could not. However, the vast majority of dinosaur species, especially the most imposing ones adapted to a large-bodied lifestyle, disappeared. Dinosaurs like the Tyrannosaurus rex, the Triceratops, and the giant sauropods could not overcome the drastic changes in the environment. The extinction of dinosaurs had a domino effect, impacting the entire food chain and profoundly altering the planet's fauna and flora. Competition for resources became fierce, and many other species, including marine reptiles and giant amphibians, also succumbed to the adverse conditions. As dinosaurs went extinct, a new class of animals began to rise: mammals. These creatures, which had lived in the shadows of dinosaurs throughout most of the Mesozoic era, began to thrive in the conditions created by the dinosaurs' extinction. Without their primary competitors, mammals began to occupy vacant ecological niches, rapidly diversifying and giving rise to life forms that would become the dominant lineages in subsequent periods. This post-extinction period, known as the Cenozoic, was marked by an evolutionary explosion, where mammals evolved to become the dominant life forms on the planet. New groups emerged, such as primates, ancestors of humans, and a variety of mammals adapted to the Earth's different environments. Although dinosaurs have disappeared, their legacy remains. Birds, direct descendants of dinosaurs, continue to dominate the skies. Furthermore, the mass extinctions and climate changes caused by the meteorite impact and volcanic eruptions had a profound impact on the evolution of life on the planet, creating new opportunities for other forms of life to adapt and evolve. The extinction of dinosaurs also paved the way for the evolution of flowering plants, which further altered the ecological balance and allowed new types of animals to flourish, including mammals, which over time became the dominant life form after the era of dinosaurs. And so, with the sudden extinction of the dinosaurs, the planet found itself facing a new era. What was previously dominated by giants now became a land of new beginnings, with new forms of life emerging to occupy the spaces left by these titanic creatures. Although the end of the dinosaurs was abrupt and still shrouded in mystery, their legacy lives on in Earth's memory, reflected in fossil evidence, evolutionary adaptations, and even the stories we tell. Dinosaurs not only shaped the biology of our planet, but they also show us the fragility of life and how even the greatest reigns can come to an end. The Earth, as always, continues to evolve, and we, as observers of its remote past, are challenged to understand the processes that shaped the world we live in today. May dinosaurs, with all their grandeur, continue to inspire us to explore, learn, and respect the wonders of our planet. And what do you think could have caused the end of the dinosaurs? Leave your comment below. We'd love to know your opinion about this mystery that still intrigues scientists and the curious today. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video, where we will continue our journey through the history of the Earth and its incredible transformations.